everyone, it's Mrs. Hannah again. I'm here to read to you the story Charlie Needs a Cloak by Tomie to Paola. Charlie was a shepherd. He had a cozy house, a big hat, a crook, and a flock of fat sheep. But everyone said, Charlie needs a cloak. Do you know what a cloak is? A cloak is what Charlie is wearing on the cover. It's like a jacket with no sleeves. It almost looks like a blanket. Look at Charlie's cloak. Yuck. Poor Charlie. He really needed a new cloak. Oh, look what the sheep is doing. So, in the spring, Charlie sheared his sheep. What is happening in these pictures? What do you think shearing could mean? That's right, it means to cut the sheep's wool off. It doesn't hurt, it's like a haircut for people. There's some funny things going on in this picture though. Look at this sheep, he doesn't want to get his hair cut, so he's hiding in the bush. He washed the wool. And carded the wool to straighten it out. See this picture? He's brushing the wool out. He's making it all straight. He's doing that because sheep's wool is very thick and curly. And he's going to be using this wool to make something. What do you think he'll make with the sheep's wool? Then Charlie spun the wool into yarn. Aha, so he's making yarn, which is like string. I wonder why he's making yarn. There's the sheep trying to get his wool back. Do you notice anybody else in this picture? I wonder what that mouse is up to. Charlie wanted a red cloak, so he picked some pokeweed berries during the late summer and boiled them over a fire. Then Charlie dyed the yarn red in the berry juice. There's the sheep who wants its wool back. He's saying, no, don't make my wool red. Do you see how these bushes have berries on them? That's how he made the dye that he will color his yarn red with. Oh, look at this guy. After the yarn was dry, Charlie put the strands on the loom. This must be a loom. What do you think that's used for? This sheep is saying, no, I want my wool back. Have you noticed how his wool has changed since the beginning of the story when they sheared him? Let's take a look. Let's see. At the beginning, this is when the sheep got sheared. And they looked like this. Here's what he looks like in this picture. His wool is pretty short. It's still pretty short, but you can see it's grown a little bit. And look at him now. And every fall evening, he wove the yarn into cloth. Oh, that must be what the loom is used for, to turn the string or the yarn into cloth. That must be what he makes his cloak out of. Charlie put the cloth on the table and cut it into pieces. Oh, look at how the sheep's wool has grown so much now. I bet a lot of time has passed. The sheep is still saying, "Give me my wool back." He pinned the pieces together. Why do you think he's pinning these pieces together like this? Oh, look what he's making. Oh, and the sheep made something special too. And sewed them. There he is with his needle and thread, and he's putting the pieces together. And here's the sheep. He's grown even more wool back. And then, when winter came, Charlie had a beautiful new red cloak. Uh-oh. What do you notice happening in this picture? Yikes. And that's the end. I wonder what will happen after the sheep eats his cloak at the end. Do you think that Charlie will have to make another new cloak? Thanks for listening.